6 things that women do when they're highly attracted to you. Hi guys, I am Apollonia Ponti. I am your dating and relationship coach, founder of ApolloniaPonti.com. And I'm your coach for you men to master your attraction skills, build the confidence overall, and break free of any codependency or anything that you're suffering from in your life in order to get your relationships, dating, and really your life in general to the max ability of happiness. And in today's video, we are going to talk about some common traits, as me as a woman too, that we do when we are highly attracted to you. So let's get into it. So number one is that she is the one that typically initiates probably a little bit more than 50% of the time, or at least 50% of the time. She initiates, she reaches out to you, she encourages you to text her, she may even call you. She starts to somewhat make you a participant of her life and kind of get to know her casually as her days to days go on. And she's typically consistent as well. Tip number 2 is sometimes, and most often, when women really like a man, they will hold out sexually for this man because of the fact that they do want this other man, or this man that they have an eye on, I should say, to take them seriously. A lot of times I've heard things where men are like, she doesn't like me if she doesn't sleep with me early on. And that's not always the case, because especially for a high status, a high quality woman, she's really going to take her time to get to know who she's dealing with before she basically gives her body to, the guy that she's interested in. She's going to want some type of establishment or relationship as well. So tip number 2 does mean that, a lot of times when we go into relationships or when we are having our eye on someone and we really like a guy, we will try our best to hold out and as much as possible. Now, tip number 3, she asks you questions about friends and your futures and your goals. So she's going to ask you a lot about your future and what you are wanting to do in the future. What are your goals? What are your passions? Are you a family-oriented guy? How often do you see your family? Do you have any sisters or brothers? And so what's really important is to understand that not one thing, if you can't look at these signs and just say, oh, she's asked about my future and she asked about my goals, that means that she likes me. No, these should be stacked tips, right? These should be stacked. More than one of these things should be happening when you like a girl. Because also, cordially speaking, as a conversation, we'll have conversations with people that we're somewhat interested in a friendship, or we think they're nice, and we just ask them about their purpose, their goals, their future, and things like that. But in this general case, the questions that she might ask you are, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Are you looking for a relationship? Do you want to ever get married? Do you believe in marriage? Do you want children? And things like that, where they're more serious and relationship bound. Tip number 4 is she introduces you to her friends. This is a really, really good tip as well, is when she introduces you around her friends and you all go out maybe for drinks or a hike or dinner, whatever the case may be. And this is something where she's trying to showcase you to her friends to see if they like you as well. So what happens here is typically a woman has already talked about you to her friends. They already know your dates. They already know about everything and probably every conversation that the both of you have had. But the thing about it is that is the time where she's ready to introduce you to your friends and slightly show you off. So take that as a compliment. Tip number 5 is she looks forward to seeing you and she starts to plan things. So she gets excited. So one of the things that I can tell you in regards to my relationship when it first started, I remembered a lot. So this is this tip is not only did I plan, but I remembered things that my partner would tell me when we were dating, my now partner when we were dating. And one of the things that I would remember is the things that he liked, the things that were important to him, where he wanted to travel, his favorite food, maybe what he was allergic to, maybe what he was craving one day and never had it, and then I would cook it for him the next day. So it's really important that you pay attention to how she shows up in her behaviors to see if this is something she's interested in doing for you, because women naturally will invest, because naturally women want to please a man. And the only way that they want to please a man is honestly if they feel If they feel like they're secure, they're heard, and there's attraction, respect, seduction, compassion, all in one, and the both of you are communicative with this, and you're just really seeing eye to eye and the vibe is there, this is when a woman will show up in that space and that feminine energy to show up and provide for you and give to you and nurture you a little bit as well. Tip number 6 is she always tries to look her best in front of you, and she's really cautious about the things that she says that might embarrass her, right? She might act shy. So for example, a lot of times she probably won't come off shy to you, but when it comes to, oh my gosh, if she has the hiccups or if she accidentally burped at dinner and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed, it's because she wants to look good in front of you, and she also wants to have the ability to be seductive for you, to be beautiful, to be in her feminine essence. So a lot of times we'll correct ourselves or we'll be on our best behaviors, meaning our poise, our posture, how we communicate, how we stand in our, how we stand up, how we dress, how we sit down. So we're very in tune with how our dynamic of our body looks outside and how we try to, and we should actually try to feel that internally as well, because that comes out. So a lot of times, you'll find women that are just kind of like whatever, and they're maybe have this friend vibe about them with you, and they're not doing these qualities and not having these tips. Well, I really encourage you to pay attention, because it's not about just one tip. These should be stacked things that are happening with this woman, especially the first tip I gave you. A lot of times when women are interested, they are okay with also pursuing a man as long as he holds that door open and is not like saying, oh, let's just Netflix and chill at night. Let's do this. And he's not taking her seriously, then she might not take you seriously as well. And that's when you get into the friends with benefits realm, which is also another realm of the friend zone. It's called friends benefits friend zone. And so she only sees you as a sexual partner, but nothing else besides farther than a commitment or a friend. So what's really important is that you understand that you look at these behaviors with a woman that you're dating, and also watch a lot of my videos if this is your first time subscribing, because I talk a lot about attraction and how to keep up with attraction in your dating lives. Since you stayed to the end of the video, I have something special for you. It's called my free 7 Common Mistake ebook that men make when attracting women. And I encourage you to download that ebook, as it has valuable stuff in there. And as always, I'll see you again in the next video. Remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.